Randy Robinson at Life Today TV here with Dallas Wiens, and Dallas is an interesting story. He was working at a church on a cherry picker and touched his face to an electrical wire, and it should have killed him, frankly. But many surgeries later, 3 months of a coma later, he's with us. And not only is he with us, but he is walking. He is not paralyzed as doctors suspected he might be after that accident. But he is a remarkable medical story because he was the recipient of the first face transplant in the United States. Dallas, thanks for spending a couple minutes with us here at Life Today.
My pleasure.
And after the accident, you didn't have a lot of face left. Your nose, your lips, of course, you cannot see, correct? Can you see anything at all now?
No, actually, right now I don't even have light perception.
So no light at all. The transplant, though, because when someone looked at you, they wouldn't think, here's a guy who got his face burned off because you have a face.
This is true.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of this. What does it feel like to you with the new face? Do you have sensitivity in it? Is it?
When the procedure was first done, I did not have any feeling in the face whatsoever. But as time has gone on, I now have quite a bit of feeling, and they test it every second or third time that I go to my physical therapy to learn how to use the muscles. And every time they test it, I either have a slight bit more feeling in areas that I had already had some in, or I have feeling in an area that I never had it in before.
So not only did they transplant, the skin, but they transplanted the muscles, is that correct?
They did. They transplanted quite a bit of the muscular tissue. The background real quick is that they actually took my latissimal dorsi and my serratus muscles out of my back and sides and transplanted that over my skull to give me what I had prior to the face transplant. They trimmed down what was there for the face transplant, but they left a lot of that muscle tissue intact for rejection in case, worst case scenario kind of thing.
So are you progressing with muscle control?
Yes, actually now I can smile. If you'll give me a second off.
There you go.
Which is incredible because prior to the transplant I had no facial movement other than the jaw muscle that I had when I was speaking.
Can you feel your lips?
I can. I can feel about 80% of my face right now, 80 to 85%.
That is amazing. Now you've got a bit of facial growth there. You got a little beard going on. Is that? Does the hair on your face grow like normal non-transplanted people?
It does, actually. I shaved about a week and a half ago.
Okay.
So.
Wow, that is amazing. What's the collar thing you're wearing?
It's a tracheostomy tube. What they do is actually puncture a hole in your trachea. And what this actually is a tube that goes directly through my trachea into, it's about that long. So it ends about right here. But it's in case of not being able to breathe through my nose and mouth.
Okay.
But it was put in place prior to the face transplant.
Okay.
So as of right now, they're just waiting until they're comfortable intubating me through my mouth, and then they'll just remove the trach.
So that's going away.
It will eventually. I'm quite looking forward to it after 2.5 years.
Dude, that's amazing. Do you have any hope for getting some type of vision, light sensitivity, shapes, anything like that?
Actually, in India and Japan, they're performing surgeries now that address the issues I have in my eye. My left eye was what the doctors refer to as enucleated, which is a fancy way of saying they took it out. It was completely dead with no chance of recovery and could have been a source of infection, so it was safer for them to remove it. My right eye was simply damaged. At that point, irreparably damaged. I could not have been repaired. But now, what I found out is that you had chambers inside of your eye, and that through swelling, 2 of my chambers fused together. And now they're doing not only cornea, which they've been doing for a long time, transplants, but iris transplants as well. And they are able to stop and even reverse the retinal damage done by wet and dry macular degeneration as well as retinitis pigmentosa. And I do have some retinal damage. So there's a pretty good chance, yes, that I will see again.
They're actually doing some retina transplants now, artificial retinas.
Yeah, they're designed through stem cells.
Yeah.
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 I've heard about that, and it actually requires immune suppression therapy, and I'm like, well, I'm already on that, so I'm not concerned.
What do you hope for your future,
I am currently in production of a biography.
Okay.
I have a co-author, fabulous man, a good friend of mine, and we are working on it diligently and are hoping to have it ready soon-ish. Obviously, my story's not complete yet, so we're going to have what we can. I'm learning to go out to college. I'm learning to be more independent with my cane. I am also looking at a seeing eye dog. The Dallas Wiens Club has offered to send me to a school in Michigan to train with a guide dog. So I got a lot coming up, and it's exciting. It really is.
What's a day in the life of Dallas look like nowadays?
A lot of technology, I'll tell you that. I don't personally read Braille, so all the reading and everything I do is either through audio books or through it's OCR, and what I forget what the O stands for, it's a character recognition program.
Yeah, optical.
Yeah, I can scan documents onto my computer and it'll then read me the document. So it's technology that has amazing.
Yeah, it is. Do you see yourself traveling a lot and doing things, maybe that you wouldn't have done before this miraculous, face transplant?
Absolutely. There's a story obviously of the face transplant, and people are wanting me to come and speak to groups regarding that and about tissue transplantation, and that's fantastic. And I'm a huge proponent of donations and transplantation, obviously.
Yeah.
But on top of that, there's also the faith-based seeking that I do. I have spoken to several churches in our local area, as well as I've been as far out at this point as Oklahoma to seek. So that I will eventually hit back up. I slowed way down because I had to go, obviously, to Boston and get the transplant, and then recovery time and all that. But
sure.
I am definitely looking forward to starting the message of hope and faith. Because
what was your faith before this happened? Was it? Has it never wavered, or was it strengthened through this, or?
At the age of 14, I think it's actually pretty much around my 14th birthday, I told my father that I was sick of being a good kid. Not that my brothers were bad kids, but I was 14, so obviously in my mind I was a good kid. And from that point on, my faith didn't waver, it just dropped away. And there were a couple of events later on in my life that I literally turned my back on God completely. I verbally told him I wanted nothing to do with him and that I was turning my back on him. And through several occasions of near-death experiences, I refused to pay any attention to him. And when I hit that line, it was just like, okay, you got my attention. What do you need from me? What do you want from me? I'll do what I'm supposed to do. It took dying, because I was dead. I was actually pronounced dead, for me to wake up to the fact that, no matter what ever happened, no matter me abandoning him, he never abandoned me.
Do you feel a definite call in your life?
I do. I experienced events that will be in my book that I would rather not discuss right now when I died. But I will say that through those events I have seen the face of Christ. And that alone is an experience that will change you. You cannot have that experience and remain who you were before.
Well, Dallas, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to open up with us and tell us what's going on in your life. We will certainly be praying for you and watching to see how God uses you for His glory. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.